All rise for support court with Judge Vonda B. Judge, this is case number JVB 2002, Miller case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay. Miss Miller, is it Miss or Mrs.?
Mrs.
Mrs. Miller, you brought this case before the...
All right, guys, this one gets messy fast. A grandmother walks into court convinced she's been abandoned with 2 small kids and no help. But as this unfolds, it becomes clear this isn't just about money. It's about resentment, miscommunication, and family lines being crossed. Stick with this one, because by the end, the judge flips the entire narrative on its head.
Future
Son's
daughter-in-law.
baby mama.
Future daughter-in-law.
And Tracy. So Tracy leaves the kids with me and didn't come back to check on the kids, haven't done anything, just dropped them off and took off and expects me to take care of the children with no money. She doesn't drop food off, she didn't leave any clothes, she didn't do anything. Tracy says she works all the time. That's what she tells me.
Okay.
That's where she is. So she hasn't done anything with the kids.
Okay.
And they're small kids. They're 3 and 4. I'm trying to deal with a 3 and 4-year-old while she runs around and does whatever Tracy decides she wants to do.
Right here, the grandmother frames this as total abandonment. No food, no clothes, no money. But notice what's missing. Any proof that this was meant to be permanent. In child support court, intent matters. Temporary care is not the same thing as custodial responsibility. And that distinction is going to become critical.
But
Your Honor, I don't know why she's so mean to me.
Oh,
like,
here
I
go the
don't
tears.
understand.
Here go the tears.
Okay,
Here go
hold
the
on,
tears.
hold on. Miss Smith, I'll get over to you in just a moment. I'll get over to you in just a moment. Okay, now, Miss Miller, Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
you said she dropped the kids off and go do, how do you know the things that she do?
She claims she's working, but she claims she has no money. I'm trying to figure out how that works. How do you work but have no money for your children? I mean...
This moment matters more than it sounds. The judge immediately slows things down and separates emotion from evidence. She's not dismissing the grandmother's frustration, but she's listening for facts, not assumptions. Courts don't rule on vibes or feelings. They rule on agreements, communication, and paper trails.
How do you know their relationship?
My son tells me things.
Right. You
then-
only get it, hear me out, you're only getting information from your son. And I'm not saying that your son is not being truthful, but that's just one side of it. It's always another side.
I see stuff.
And it seems like you're very passionate about your grandchildren.
Yes, I am.
So you should at least pretend to get along with their mother. I mean, she did drop the kids off to you, so she must trust you, right?
I don't say anything bad about her.
Wait a minute. She did trust you enough to drop the children off to you, right?
Or yes, or she had no one else. But
Okay, but even still, with having no one else, she could have put the kids with somebody that she really didn't know.
not
But
my grandchildren. She was.
That's my point. She trusted you enough to bring them to you.
Good point. Good.
This is a key judicial move. The judge gently points out that the grandmother's entire understanding comes from her son, not from the mother herself. That's huge. Courts are deeply skeptical of secondhand narratives, especially when family conflict is involved. One-sided stories don't survive legal scrutiny.
Point
Okay,
taken. Point
now,
taken.
isn't it fair to
It's probably my
say
son's idea.
part of your son's idea to do what?
Drop the children off to me. She probably didn't think about it.
Okay, is that a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing. I'm just saying she probably didn't contribute to that. It was probably his decision. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not
She
following
probably
what's
would have
the
just
issue.
left him with any.
Listen closely here. The judge reframes the story. If the mother truly didn't care, she wouldn't have trusted the kids with family. That flips the emotional argument. Leaving children with a grandmother suggests trust, not neglect, and that distinction undercuts the entire child support claim.
Okay, so I see kind of what's going on here. Sounds like a lot of miscommunication. You're communicating with your son directly about the things that she and your son discussed, but your son is not really relaying it to you as though he spoke to her about it. That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like, but my son wouldn't lie. He wouldn't make up things.
He wouldn't lie, but you would.
Okay, wait a minute. So you said your son wouldn't lie. Did he tell
Did
you?
she just call me a liar, though? Did you just call me a liar, girl?
I don't think she said that. I didn't hear that word.
It better not have been.
Now we're getting to the heart of the case. The judge identifies what courts see all the time. Adults communicating around each other instead of with each other. The son talks to the mother talks to the grandmother, but no one is actually on the same page. That gap creates lawsuits like this.
He has not had my kids consistently for 6 months.
Okay, how long have Miss Miller?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Ms.
just making
Miller?
notes on what she was saying. I apologize.
Yes, you can quietly make notes.
I apologize.
Quietly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So her son and I are very much so in love, and he just recently joined the military.
I'm sorry. I should have had some water before I sit down. I apologize. I apologize.
He recently joined the military and he's deployed right now. He's probably going to flip out when he finds out what his mom has done by bringing me to child support court. So
he doesn't know that?
No, he doesn't know yet.
Oh.
Well, he doesn't know. I haven't been able to talk.
This is the turning point. The mother doesn't deny leaving the kids. She explains the arrangement. Travel, short absences, shared understanding with her fiancé. In court, consistency matters. And her story aligns with what the judge has already suspected. This was never meant to be permanent custody.
Grandmother 6 months ago.
Yes, so the court knows I'm a influencer, and I hate saying that because I'm still growing right now. I'm in the growing stage. And so I do like travel blogs and things like that, which require me to travel.
Object, question. Which one can I do? The question, what she said. What's an influencer? What is?
So what is your legal? What is your legal objection?
The legal objection is that she's lying.
That's not a legal objection. And there will be
falsifying information. Falsifying information. What's an influencer? What's that she says she does?
Okay,
So that's false.
All right, that's not a legal objection either.
Notice how the judge shuts down the influencer argument. Income labels don't matter. Only actual support does. Courts don't care how money is earned. They care whether there was an agreement and whether obligations were violated. The grandmother attacking her career doesn't strengthen the legal case at all.
This email,
see, she interrupted
it is very clear what the intentions were. It is very clear that this was a temporary situation and you agree to help them.
She wrote that email. I agreed. I agreed to keep my grandchildren because I didn't want anybody else to have them.
That's what the email says.
I agreed. I did agree.
Okay, so
I'll take that.
Mrs. Miller, I don't like to tell people what their intentions are, but it does not seem like you did anything here today other than to come and waste my time. Because you should not have filed.
This is the nail in the coffin. The email proves the arrangement was temporary and voluntary. Once written evidence confirms intent, the legal path is clear. Child support can't be weaponized after the fact just because feelings changed. The judge's patience starts running out right here.
Hard for families. Child support is hard enough on anybody. But to file it simply because you don't like the other person, that's just mean.
Well, also she has money. She's not paying. She doesn't give anything. She running around talking about
the agreement
doing
with
the
that?
job.
What is the? Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second, Miss Smith. What was the agreement, if any, for financial support of these children while your husband was on deployment and you were traveling for work?
My fiance continues to pay some of the bills, like her phone bill, and I think he pays the internet and gives her money when he's there. But
Always done that.
I also drop off groceries for the days when she does watch them. But I want to let the court know if she wants to completely destroy her relationship with her son and with my children.
What happens with me and my son?
My children, I will pick them up and they will not be going back to her house. And this is why I
threat.
can't.
Well, I don't want you to do that.
Object to a threat. Can I object to a threat?
Well, she didn't actually threaten you with
She
anything.
said she's going to take the kids and not let me see them
and
anymore.
that's not a legal objection.
Oh, well,
and
it's a
I
threat.
mean, I would never recommend anybody to stop children from seeing the other parts of their family.
Right.
However,
right.
You're going to have to play fair. You're going to have to play fair. If there was, according to this email, there's nothing in here that said any exchange of financial anything for the children from her to you.
And that's why I filed for child support.
Why
Right,
won't
but
you just give me a chance? Like, I'm a good person.
Yo, that is a good
son
question.
Loves me.
Miss Smith, let me ask the question. But I'm going to piggyback off what she said. Why? Just give her a chance. It sounds like she really loves your son, and it sounds like her son really loves her too. So
this is rare and powerful. The judge openly states this case should never have been filed. That's a judicial warning. Filing child support out of bitterness, not necessity, undermines the system. Courts exist to protect children, not to settle personal grudges.
I'm going to deny your request and I'm going to dismiss this case because you do not have a reason to ask for child support. It's very clear from this email that you knew what the situation was and you agreed to help them. And you're getting financial support from it. It's just not what you're looking for, but that was the agreement to continue paying the bills and everything like that.
I won't be dropping them off on Monday, so.
You ain't gonna have that already there. You probably not coming.
No, hold on. Yes, you.
Here the judge draws a firm boundary. Court is not therapy. It's not a battlefield for unresolved family drama. She urges conversation, cooperation, and maturity, because once courts get involved, relationships don't come out intact. This is the judge trying to save the family from itself.
You all may be seated. Mr. Paul, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, my daughter, who's living some type of life that I have no idea what it is, she drops her.
All right, guys, this one is wild. A retired grandfather walks into court saying he's basically raising his daughter's kids daily with zero support. And the daughter? She's not denying it. She's acting like it's normal. Watch how fast this judge goes from polite to done playing games. What would you do if your own child treated you like free daycare?
What do you have to say for yourself? First off, let me ask this question. Is what he just said true?
I mean,
It's a yes or a no. Is what he just said true?
Yes, it's true.
What's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me. It's just stuff I be needing to do, and I need somebody to watch the kids, so I take them over there.
Every day?
Yes.
This is the moment the case locks in. The judge asks a clean yes or no question, and she admits it. She drops the kids off every day. In court, that confession is everything because it proves a consistent pattern, not a one-time emergency. And once a pattern is established, child support isn't optional help. It becomes accountability.
Every day, I don't see the issue.
Excuse me. You all will not address each other. You will address me, okay? And I definitely understand Dad's frustration. And I'm going to ask you too. Every day you have something to do that requires you to be away from your kids. How many kids are we talking?
Two.
You left 2 kids with him? What do you have to do, ma'am, that's so important every day that you cannot have your own kids?
Notice how the judge shuts down direct, arguing immediately. Address me. That's control, because once family members start fighting, facts disappear. The judge is trying to keep this about the kids and the money, not personal attacks. But the tension is already boiling. Did her tone just make you see her differently?
I gotta make money, so.
Doing what? What do you do for a living?
Whatever I need to do, honestly.
Ma'am, what does that even mean?
I do, little dabble here, little dabble there.
The judge isn't asking to shame her. She's testing credibility. Every day means the parent isn't parenting during normal hours, and the court needs a legitimate reason. When the daughter says, I gotta make money, but can't explain how, that's a red flag. Because courts don't calculate support on mystery income. They calculate on what they can prove.
Different stuff.
You know what? You obviously came here to waste my time, and I am not about to play with you. What was the last legitimate job that you had?
I was a waitress.
Okay, where?
At a club.
Here's where she loses the judge. A little dabble here, a little dabble there sounds cute on the street, but in court, it sounds like you're hiding income. Judges hear this and think. Under the table work, unstable employment, and zero structure for the kids. If you were the judge, would you believe her or assume she's dodging?
Listen, what else was I doing?
You don't want me to tell you.
I want you to tell me.
She was strolling the streets like a prostitute. I mean, it's like, because you never see her until she dropped the kids off, and then I don't see her for 2 or 3 days.
That's what he heard. He don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Who told him that? The streets?
I guess so. The streets had to tell him.
I hear the streets tell the truth, right?
Sometimes.
They talk, right?
The streets talk, but sometimes the streets be lying, and that's what they doing at
Well,
this moment.
I don't think they're lying on you now, ma'am.
This is explosive, But watch the legal angle. The judge doesn't treat rumors as facts. She uses them to pressure honesty. The father's claim may be messy, but it forces the daughter to clarify what she actually does. And once that door opens, the judge is going to anchor the decision on admitted earnings, not gossip.
Every day your kids are with your dad? No, ma'am. When you were working at that club, how much money were you bringing home monthly?
Between $7,000 to $8,000 a month.
All right. Okay. And that's all tips?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what I am going to do is base your child support on that $7,000 a month. So that would bring your yearly salary to $84,000 a year. Yeah, you can shake your head all you want to, but that's exactly what I'm going to do, ma'am. This is
Boom. She says she made $7, $8K a month waitressing at a club, and that becomes the court's best usable income number. Whether it's tips or cash doesn't matter. If you admit it, it counts. Courts would rather use a realistic earning capacity than let someone pretend they're broke while a grandparent pays the bill.
Extremely disappointing that you leave your kids every day with your dad and you're not giving him any type of financial support.
This is a classic courtroom pivot. The judge converts monthly income into yearly salary, $84,000, then makes it official. And a head shake? The judge calls it out because body language doesn't change math. This is the court saying, you don't get to abandon responsibility, then act shocked when the numbers hit.
What are these kids on, they receive any type of government assistance or anything?
She gets food stamps every month.
Oh,
and I
no,
don't
ma'am.
see any.
You get food stamps? Where are the food stamps going?
At my house.
Who lives in your house besides you that need the food? Because your kid's over here with your dad. You don't give him any money from those food stamps?
No.
You know what? I'm not about to play with you.
Now the judge catches a contradiction that hits hard. She gets food stamps, but the kids are mostly with the grandfather. So where's the benefit going? That's not just a parenting issue. It's a credibility issue. The judge is basically saying, if you're receiving help for the kids, but not supporting where they actually live, that looks bad.
So this is what we're going to do. Salary, $84,000 a year. That brings your gross to $7,000. Your net to $5,508.87, which will make your child support obligation $1,377. Now you said that you were receiving. Don't look confused. I don't even want to hear it.
I can't pay that every month.
You were not making those faces when you were out in those streets.
But
so
I
don't come in here trying to make. Excuse me. Don't come in here trying to make those faces. I am not trying to hear it.
This is the judge's emotional breaking point. She's not just mad. She's disgusted by the attitude. The daughter tries to play innocent, but the judge frames it as selective confusion. You understand life outside court just fine, but suddenly you don't understand responsibility in court? That's the moment the judge decides, firm order, no excuses.
Yes.
She receives food stamps, so I'm assuming there's some Medicaid or something these kids are getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So what I'm going to do is do 9% of that $7,000 for your reimbursement to Medicaid. That comes out to $496. So $1,377 plus the $496 reimbursement to Medicaid, that make your total monthly child support obligation $1,873.
People miss this part. Child support isn't always just money to the caregiver. Sometimes the state gets reimbursed if benefits like Medicaid were used. That's why the judge adds the reimbursement amount on top. It's not extra punishment. It's the system recovering what it paid out because the parent wasn't supporting the children properly.
I don't even know men that pay that much money every month. So why I gotta pay that every month?
I don't know too many women that just take their kids and go drop them off at their parents' house and they have a whole man staying in the house with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's my dad. Y'all act like I dropped them off with anybody.
These are your kids. Is there anything further, ma'am?
No, I guess I need to go make some money in these streets for that.
Okay, well, you know what?
$2,000.
That is your business. As long as these streets pay Pawpaw $1,873 a month in child support. Sir, is there anything further?
No, ma'am. Just happy Mother's Day to you.
Well, if there's nothing for
And just like that, the court drops the hammer. $1,873 a month. The father gets relief. The judge makes the numbers match the lifestyle, and the daughter walks out still joking about the streets. But here's the real question. Did she learn anything, or is she just planning to survive the order the same way she's been avoiding parenting? If this case stunned you too, drop your take in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more courtroom drama like this.
Okay, Amelia Shaw, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
So our daughter has been living with me for 2 years. We're separated, and she's currently...
All right, guys, this one's gonna hit hard. A parent walks into court after raising a child alone for 2 years, tired of excuses and unpaid support. The other parent says they're building a career, but the judge isn't buying the lifestyle math. Watch how honesty, money, and responsibility collide fast in this courtroom.
not paying any child support, and I thought maybe she would grow up, but I guess it's time to force her hand. So
Okay. Any reason why you're not paying child support?
She makes a
Right away, the judge hears the key facts. The child has lived with one parent for 2 full years, and the other hasn't paid support. That's not a short-term arrangement. That's a pattern. In family court, time matters. The longer support goes unpaid, the harder it is to justify doing nothing.
lot more money than I do.
Okay. Is that your only reason? You know it doesn't really.
This excuse sounds common, but it doesn't work legally. Child support isn't about who earns more. It's about whether both parents contribute. Courts don't accept comparisons as defenses. The moment she says this is her only reason, the judge already knows the argument won't survive.
Work like that, right?
Well, I spend a lot of time, I'm trying to build my career. I'm a hairstylist.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I travel a lot. I don't have a lot of extra money.
when she says she travels a lot, she's at music festivals like every other weekend.
Every other weekend is a bit excessive.
It's networking. I'm trying to do.
Here's where things start to unravel. She says she travels for work, but the other parent exposes what that actually means. Music festivals almost every other weekend. Courts pay close attention to spending choices. If you can fund travel, the court assumes you can fund your child too.
Hair for bands.
Let me ask you a question. How much are these trips costing you every other weekend?
Probably close to $1,000.
Close to $1,000, and you're going twice a month?
Yeah, sometimes.
You're spending $2,000 a month to go to music festivals when you could be paying child support. So that means you can afford to pay.
This is a devastating math moment. The judge calmly walks through the numbers. $1,000 per trip, twice a month. That's $2,000 voluntarily spent. Once that's admitted on the record, the case shifts instantly. The question isn't can she pay support, it's why she chose not to.
That you're not paying, because it can't be that she makes more money when you obviously have the finances to do it.
Well, if I'm being honest,
I would hope you are.
when we talked about having a kid, she was sort of more enthusiastic about it than I
Okay.
was.
This is where emotion bleeds into law. She admits she didn't want the child as much as the other parent did. That statement doesn't reduce responsibility, it increases concern. Courts don't measure parenting by enthusiasm levels. If you agree to have a child, you agreed to support them.
I'm the
to figure-
biological mother.
I'm trying to
also
figure out.
biologically related.
But I'm trying to figure out, what does that have to do with anything?
Well, it's kind of more on her, if you think.
Are you kidding me?
Well, if you, you.
Because I
don't
gave
even-
birth to
I don't
the...
even understand what's going on right now. What do you mean that it's kind of more on her? It's your child too.
She wanted it more.
But you wanted it too, right?
The judge draws a hard line here. You don't get to opt out of parenting because expectations changed. Biology, intent, and consent all matter. But once a child exists, support is mandatory. This is the court saying responsibility doesn't expire when inconvenience shows up.
And if you're out of town every other weekend, how are you seeing that child as much
She
as you
doesn't.
proclaim? That doesn't make sense.
I FaceTime.
She's
Face-
drunk when she FaceTimes.
Now the judge questions actual involvement. Traveling every other weekend means fewer in-person moments, fewer routines, fewer responsibilities. FaceTime doesn't replace presence, especially with a young child. This isn't about shaming distance. It's about understanding who's really carrying the daily load.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get straight into the child support, and you are going to pay, okay? And I know you have the money, because according to your tax returns here, you make about $800 a week, right? Okay, so I have your gross at about $3,200 a month. So you can afford to pay child support because you're spending $2,000 of that to go out of town.
This is the legal pivot. The judge moves from emotion to documentation, tax returns. Once income is verified, excuses lose power. Courts rely on numbers, not narratives. And when those numbers show discretionary spending, child support calculations become unavoidable.
Who pays health insurance?
We have Medicaid.
Medicaid? Okay. So Medicaid has to be reimbursed to the state because that is a state benefit. So you are the one who is going to reimburse that money to the state. So what I have to do is take 9% of your gross, and that'll give me the health insurance amount that you'll reimburse to Medicaid. Comes out to $200.
This part is critical. When Medicaid covers a child, the state expects reimbursement from the responsible parent. That's not punishment, it's policy. The court isn't adding costs out of spite. It's enforcing how public benefits work when a parent hasn't been contributing.
No?
No.
Oh.
I don't trust that.
Oh. Well, you know, now that she's paying child support, you really can't dictate what she does on her weekends. It's kind of how it works.
I just don't think that's a safe environment for a 3-year-old to be in.
It may not be, but until something actually happens, you can't dictate that. You wanted child support, you gave rights. You pretty much gave birth to a visitation rights. You understand?
Yeah.
And child support.
This is a lesson many parents miss. Paying child support doesn't grant control over the other parent's weekends, and not paying doesn't remove visitation rights. Custody and support are legally separate lanes. Trying to mix them only creates more court problems later.
And custody are completely different. So that doesn't mean at any point, if she stops paying, that you can start denying her access to the child. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
You all understand? Okay, anything further?
No, ma'am.
Anything further from you? Okay, if there's nothing further, you all.
In the end, the court cuts through excuses and follows the facts. Income proven, spending admitted, support ordered. One parent gets relief, the other gets accountability. So what do you think? Was this fair or too harsh? Drop your take in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more courtroom drama like this.
You all may be seated. Miss Henry.
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Henry, excuse me. You
Yes.
brought this case before the court.
Yes,
What's
ma'am.
going on?
Well, I'm bringing my husband, hopefully ex-husband soon.
All right, guys, this one turns from routine child support to personal real quick. A wife brings her soon-to-be ex-husband to court, already getting $1,000 a month, but wants more. What starts as a money issue slowly exposes jealousy, control, and a misunderstanding of how child support actually works.
Okay, but he's not under a court order, right?
No, ma'am. He just gives
So
me.
he voluntarily gives you $1,000 a month for child support.
Yes, and exactly voluntarily gives me money. Every
But
now
that's
and
a
then.
good thing, right?
Every now and then he gives me money. Then most time I'm begging for him to give me money. Still get it.
This detail is critical. He's paying voluntarily without a court order. That immediately changes the legal posture. Courts usually see parents dragged in for doing nothing, not for already contributing. Right here, the judge is quietly asking herself, Why is this case even here?
We're here today because I know he's a truck driver. He's over the road all the time. But like I said, I need more money for my children. They're in activities, private school. I just need more money. And I'm not jealous of him or anything like that. That's what he said before. But
Now she explains why she wants more: private school, activities, lifestyle costs. But the judge is listening for proof, not pressure. Child support isn't a blank check. The court wants to know if the current support already covers the children's actual needs.
no, it's not.
So who needs the money, the kids or you?
Well, of course, I have to look good too, but I don't spend that money on myself. I spend it on
She
my
spend
children.
all of it
No,
on
I
herself,
do
Your
not.
Honor.
No, I do not. No, I do not. You don't have proof of that?
Your Honor, I currently,
have proof of that?
I currently,
Okay, you do not have proof of that?
Excuse me. Okay. As best you can, try not.
This is where credibility starts slipping. She admits the money benefits her appearance too, then immediately denies it. Courts don't punish parents for spending, but they do punish inconsistency. If you can't clearly explain where the money goes, your argument weakens fast.
He has the kids Sunday through Wednesday.
That's split.
He's still.
So let me just make sure I got this straight. He's voluntarily giving you $1,000 a month for child support, correct?
That's correct.
He has the children, you said Sunday through Wednesday,
Yes.
which means you have them Wednesday through Sunday.
Here's the turning point. The judge confirms custody is split nearly down the middle. That matters enormously. In shared custody cases, child support often decreases or disappears entirely because both parents are already paying directly during their parenting time.
That's correct.
Who pays health insurance?
I do, Your Honor.
How much is health insurance?
It's roughly $309 a month. And she asked me a question.
But she's
All right.
still talking to me though.
Okay, I did ask him a question.
Okay.
So everything that I just repeated back to you is accurate, right?
Another strike against the request. He pays health insurance. Courts treat insurance as real financial support, not a side detail. Once that's on the record, the judge sees a parent already covering major expenses, not someone avoiding responsibility.
Pretty much.
So I'm confused as to why you're here. Are you trying to put him on
I want to put him on
You want to
support.
put him on child support
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the $1,000, or are you trying to put him on child support for something more?
Something more, yes.
Okay, let me move over to, before I
This is a rare judicial moment. The judge openly says what viewers are thinking. Why is this case in court? When a judge asks that out loud, it means the legal justification is collapsing. Something doesn't add up, and the court is about to find out what.
That's why the father should help out with that.
He does. He pays health insurance.
Yes.
He just said he pays $309.
Yes.
So you can't say he needs to help out with that because he's already doing it.
You're right, Your Honor. Okay.
Okay. All right. Now, sir, what do you do for a living?
I'm a truck driver.
Truck driver. How much money do you make?
I make roughly maybe 82 a year.
All right.
Okay.
Now, help me make sense of this. You give her $1,000 a month for the children. You pay health insurance. You all have a split schedule.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm missing something. Like, what is the issue? Why are we here? Because I would think that you bring someone to child support court if they're not doing something. I do understand making it legal, putting it in a document, but you're asking for more money. So I'm trying to get the disconnect here.
Because
So
like
what
I said,
it
he
is,
has
Your
other
Honor,
women he's spending money on.
She never lets me talk, so.
Okay, I'm going to let you talk.
Exactly.
Okay.
What it is, Your Honor, she didn't mention this, but she's engaged.
Wow.
And she just found out that I'm recently dating, so now she's mad at me.
Oh, I'm mad.
There
I'm
goes
mad.
the
Very bad.
conflict.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
There goes the conflict.
I'm
Now,
not
I
mad.
asked what was the disconnect here. It was
There it is. New girlfriend. New engagement. Suddenly the timeline makes sense. Courts don't punish parents for moving on, and they absolutely don't adjust child support based on jealousy. This revelation changes the emotional temperature of the entire case.
Frankly, you shouldn't care. You have a whole nother man that you should be worried about, and you over
understand
here
that.
all in his business.
I'm not trying to be in
And
his
he doesn't
business.
even
You
work
are
there.
trying to be in his business because you have mentioned it twice that he has other women. His
Yes.
other women has nothing to do with this
It-
case.
it
So
really
you can
does,
pipe
Your Honor.
down
It really
and stop
does.
bringing that up. It has nothing to do with
Okay.
it. Well, let
It
me
really
say it
does.
like this.
The judge shuts it down immediately. Other relationships have nothing to do with child support. This is the law protecting fairness, because once personal feelings enter financial rulings, the system breaks. The judge makes it clear, emotions won't drive this decision.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you have not done anything to prove to me yet that this man needs to pay you even the $1,000.
Okay.
You said the children are in private school. It's $1,000 for private school.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the whole child support, that I need more money to take care of them.
But you're a
You're
teacher.
taking care of yourself.
What?
You're not taking care of.
Now, the judge delivers the warning shot. Nothing has been proven. No missed payments. No neglect. No imbalance. Courts don't reward dissatisfaction. They require evidence. And without it, asking for more money starts to look like misuse of the system.
Here's the reality of it. You all have a split schedule. You need to be providing clothing and everything for your home. You need to be providing clothing and everything for your home. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to order anybody to pay child support. What I'm going to do is that you testified to this. You said tuition was $1,000.
Yes.
$500 per child. So you know what? You're going to pay $500
Wow.
and he's going to pay
Judge.
$500 directly to the school.
Here's the resolution, and it's surgical. No traditional child support order. Tuition split evenly. Insurance stays covered. Each parent funds their own household. This isn't punishment, it's balance. The judge crafts a solution that matches shared custody reality.
Fair.
That is fair.
That's not fair.
Well, it is fair today. Did you have anything else?
You got it. You got it.
It's always about me, right?
It is.
I asked
It
you a
is.
question. Did you have anything further for today?
No, I don't.
Okay, Mr.
Just
Henry,
when
did
you
you
bring
have?
the kids back home, make sure that they're dressed properly, please.
I bring them back with what they came with.
What? Okay.
Okay, well, Mr. Henry, is there anything further?
That's it, Your Honor.
If there
In the end, the court doesn't reward conflict. It restores fairness. No increase. No power move. Just responsibility on both sides. So what do you think? Was this about the kids or about control? If this case stunned you too, drop your take in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more courtroom drama like this.
So let's talk about that day. And I understand that this may trigger some emotions for you, but let's just go back in time to that day. Where were you exactly?
All right, guys, this one's going to hit different. This isn't a typical courtroom fight. It's a child support story that turns into a paternity trap with real-life consequences. Myron thinks he's doing the right thing for taxes and paperwork, then realizes one signature can lock you in for life. Would you have signed anything without a DNA test?
And so the lady, she asked me a bunch of information, you know, to tell me. Then she asked me if I was sure I wanted the results over the phone. So now I'm laughing because I'm like, well, yeah, like, you know. And so she gave them to me. And she was like, in the case of Myra.
This is how a lot of these situations start. No labels, no structure, just history and trust. But the court system doesn't care about the vibe of the relationship. It cares about legal status. The second a child enters the picture, we were just friends turns into real obligations, real paperwork, and real risk.
And
In that moment, did you know that, you know what?
When he says he got on child support in a way most people aren't aware of, that's your warning sign. Because a lot of people think child support starts with court. Sometimes it starts with a document you sign casually, and later you find out the law treats that signature like a permanent contract.
And so I was just shocked. Actually, I take it back. Actually, I was on child support because that was the idea that I was trying to fight to. All I wanted to do was get off of child support.
After
I found out, yeah, because I wanted to stay in this life and I wanted to, you know, I was hurt you know, by finding out he wasn't mine, but I still wanted to, because he was getting ready to turn 5. So I was all he knew. And he got my whole name, so it was like, yeah, he's not my child, but I've been raising him like mine. But I didn't.
This is the twist. Taxes. He claims the child gets audited and needs proof fast. So he signs an acknowledgement of paternity, gets a birth certificate, and moves on. But legally, that signature can be stronger than emotions, stronger than intentions, sometimes even stronger than the truth later.
At the time, and so that's when that AOP came back to, you know, bite me.
Okay.
This line is heartbreaking because it's human. He wasn't trying to dodge responsibility. He truly believed the child was his. And that's what makes the next part so dangerous. The law doesn't always care what you believed at the time. It cares what you agreed to in writing.
Ask you this. How was that conversation with the mom after you found out what the results were?
Well, you know, like, to be honest with you, she didn't do what I thought she would have done in that sense, because to be honest with you, she had already called and found out.
How did you find that out?
Because later on that evening, after me and her, after I, you know, I'm pretty sure I said some not so good things to her or whatever. And that next day.
Here's the legal bomb. An acknowledgement of paternity can make you the legal father, even if a future DNA test says otherwise, depending on deadlines and state rules. That's why judges always say, don't sign under pressure, don't sign for convenience, and don't sign just to get it done.
My anxiety grew because I'm thinking, like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought she just knew, you know, and was just like ashamed or embarrassed or whatever. But then when I found out she had actually called and got the information before I did, it made me feel even worse, because I was like, why wouldn't you
share the information
with me? You know what I'm saying? Or why wouldn't you? And so they created a whole whirlwind of issues, because on one part I'm thinking, you know, did she know I wasn't the father this whole time? Or, you know, is this just a total shock to everybody? You know what I mean?
Now the emotion gets complicated. He has a second son who looks identical to him. And suddenly the family starts questioning the first child. That's not just gossip. That's psychological pressure. But he refuses a DNA test out of pride. And pride is expensive when the legal system is involved.
A mixed emotional feelings, you know what I'm saying? And it killed our friendship at the time.
Understandably so. I think a lot of people can relate to what you're saying about how that pretty much destroyed you all's friendship.
Mm-hmm.
What impact did it have on your relationship with little Myron?
You know, in the beginning, it didn't really, because he...
One of the most relatable mistakes, refusing proof because it feels insulting. But family court isn't about pride. It's about protection. A DNA test isn't disrespect, it's clarity. And the tragic part is, by the time he wants clarity, he may already be legally locked in.
I've been thinking this, you know, 4.5 years, and then I find out a whole human being is not mine, you know, so I had no reason to, I still tried to respect her, but I didn't have a reason to trust her or believe anything she said. So in the beginning, it was, I would say, normal as far as the relationship I had with him. It started to become abnormal because as weeks passed, like her nor her mom had even like...
That question she asked, wishing the other son was born first as the junior, that's not random. That sounds like someone testing the waters, planting doubt, or exposing something indirectly. Did she slip up? Or was she trying to normalize a truth she already knew? That moment changes the whole tone.
You believe she and her mom knew that he was not your child, or there was a possibility he was not your child? And I'm talking about before the phone call.
Yeah, before the phone call, actually, no, I don't. Okay. I didn't. But then it was conversations after we had found out, and he's not mine, and that's a fact. It was like...
Notice what he says. He didn't suddenly believe the child wasn't his. He just felt he had to be sure. That's a powerful shift. Because once doubt enters, every memory gets reinterpreted. And legally, certainty matters, but emotionally, that waiting period can destroy you.
That it created even more, like, I don't think I was asking for an apology, but just more like, come on, you didn't think it was somebody else.
Empathy.
Yeah, like.
Right? Like you can relate to this. Put yourself in my shoes type
Yeah.
situation. Empathy.
Yeah.
All right. Did we ever find out who the dad was?
This is the scariest part, the waiting. He doesn't get anxious at first, then reality hits. What happens if the test comes back negative? What happens to your bond with that child? And what happens to your legal obligation if you already signed paternity papers? That's not just stress, that's life-changing fear.